Hello, everybody. So we're here today to talk about Kiely Rodni, 16-year-old missing from a party at what was known as the Sanctuary. She's now been missing for 6 days. Friends, parents, up to, at this time currently, I believe there are 14 agencies still involved in her search. Not only is she missing, but her car is missing as well. And her cell phone was turned off. The police have been very specific to say turned off at 12:33 a.m. on the night she went missing. I have a timeline to show you guys and some clips that I would like to play of her friend that's spearheading a teen-to-teen movement and getting information out there about her, as well as the police and the timeline they gave. I took what they told us and what the friends have told us and put it into a visual format to show you guys. The odd thing is she's with her friend they call Magdalena. The two of them go to the party together. Within 10 minutes, Mag's boyfriend Ross arrives and Mags leaves. Almost as if Kiely just brought her there to meet her boyfriend and leave because that was a good spot for them to meet. Maybe because their parents didn't approve, or maybe because she was lured there. We don't know. There's multiple bodies of water. The deepest that the reservoir, the large reservoir gets is 75 feet. There's a huge drought in the area. So that deepest part would have, from what I understand, between 72 and 73 feet of water currently because it's below where it should be due to the drought, the extensive drought that's been in the area. Let's just go ahead and start looking at the video clips.
We'll continue sending out any updates as we get them. We plan to send out any potential updates and additional information tomorrow morning in a press release. We can't stress this enough. Out of the 200 to 300 juveniles and young adults who were at that party at the Prosser campground Friday evening,
Sorry to interrupt and to cut back. You'll see across the bottom the tip line. The number is area code 530-581-6320, and then you select option 7. Then select option 7. You'll see that scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Also, I think it's important to note that in the beginning they said there were 50 to 100 persons at the party. Now they're saying 200 to 300. There have been reports that there were as much as between 300 and 500 individuals at this party.
Somebody knows something about Kiely. We're please urging and pleading with the community to please come forward. You will remain anonymous. Please contact us through our tip line. That number is 530-581-6320, option 7. Any bit of information can help lead us to Kiely so we can bring her home safely to her family. The 2 captains and the FBI will be available for any questions, should you have any.
Angela, how many tips at this point have you received? I know as the update yesterday it was more than 100. Is there an update on that?
We still have over 100 tips that our detectives are working.
It's also important to note that, again, the tip line, area code 530-581-6320, select option 7. If you have any pictures, any video, anything from that party, you may think it's insignificant, you may think it's nothing, turn it in anonymously. Open up a Proton email account and email it to the email address that's provided by the Press or Sheriff's Department. Email it to someone in authority. I don't care if you send it to your local authorities, care of Kiely. Just send it out anonymously. If you're afraid of repercussions for something that you were doing or that you participated in while you were at that party, go to an adult you trust. Go to an attorney. Let them turn in the information for you. The pictures and the video so they can figure out when she left, how her car left. That's what they need. Is this a case of a 16-year-old that wanted to go on a road trip after college that her parents wouldn't let her go on? Did she drive off a ravine or a cliff? Is she in a body of water? Did some foul play occur somewhere from a stranger, from someone she knows? We need those people that were at the party. The numbers have been reported as small as 50 and as large as 500. There are videos and pictures somewhere. Too many people walk around with cameras now to only have the one little 20-second video clip and picture that we have all seen. And I'll show in this broadcast.
Working through. They're exhausting every single tip and lead. Unfortunately, we still cannot locate Kiely or her vehicle. That's why we are urging anybody who was at that party that evening to please come forward. We need to find Kiely.
Angela, another question for you. Unfortunately, people in our region in NorCal go missing. It's so rare to see this incredible of a response both from law enforcement and the community. How and why is this specific case receiving this response?
We want to leave no stone unturned. We take this case, just like any other missing persons case, extremely seriously right now because she is a minor and she is missing and we cannot locate her or her vehicle. We want to thank everybody who has helped us thus far, our law enforcement partners, the community, people who have come forward anonymously to try and lead us to her, and we will continue to leave no stone unturned until we bring Kiely home to her family.
Now that we have federal resources, are we able to do anything more with her cell phone and find where it came after the party? Are those resources helping?
Those details are our investigation. Unfortunately, I cannot discuss them, but please be rest assured, our detectives are doing everything in their power to try and locate Kiely.
Okay, just to recap, what you're about to hear is very important. He's about to go over the timeline about when her phone last pinged. I'm going to play this, and when he gets done telling you that, we're going to go to the next clip. Reason is I want to show you several clips. Then we're going to go over the timeline that I prepared to talk about.
You mind if I address that?
Sure.
I'll speak to that last question a little bit. So we are working with the FBI right now. The last information we have, cellular data is the 6th at 33 minutes after midnight. All of the tips, and we have over 200 now that we're working, and we're getting a lot of tips that are duplicate. So that's why it's important that it comes in through the tip line, so we don't have people.
Now remember, he just told you 33 minutes after midnight. Remember that.
People duplicating resources, but we are looking at all that information. We're having multiple different departments look at that information with different resources, but nothing has expanded beyond that timeline at this point.
Can you talk a little bit more about your investigation, how that's impacted your investigation and family? There were false reports last night that her vehicle had been located.
Now we're going to go to another interview. This is a community meeting.
Video especially photos. We've even asked attendees of the party to come in that were willing to bring their phone so that we could use the data from their phones for the investigation. We've been working the extensive amount of tips that have come in, and I urge everyone to continue that effort. Make sure that you're anything that comes up that you think of, please call that tip line. And again, you can remain anonymous if you desire. Our detectives, including the FBI, have been going door to door, collecting data, media as well, video. They've been going to residences, collecting ring camera video, anything that they can, gas stations. We've been asked, what about cameras at intersections, cameras here? Everything we're taking into consideration at this point, and we're collecting. I'll just end with 12:33 a.m. was the last known time that we have for Kiely. Anything after that, we have not been able to find. And so please, again, we urge, we beg you, that if you were there, you know something, please come forward and give us that information so we can continue our investigation past 12:33. Thank you.
Next, you'll be hearing from Nevada County Sergeant Hack. He's been in charge of the search and rescue effort.
I want to thank everybody for being here today. So far in our search and rescue effort, we have over 16 agencies that have worked with us. We have in the field today, again, over 100 volunteers searching. We are utilizing resources from the local, state, and federal level to help us with the search. Equipment-wise, we are searching with motorcycles, 4x4s. We are using aircraft from CHP, from Washoe County, from Placer County, and from the Office of Emergency Services. Since I talked to you yesterday, we have doubled the amount of man hours. Yesterday we were at 1,500 hours, and we are now at about 3,500 hours dedicated by volunteers in the search effort. We have partners from throughout the state who are cooperating with us remotely to assist with our mapping and our search and rescue effort. Our search area has extended as far north as Searville. To the east, we've reached all the way to Verdi. We've gone south of I-80, below Truckee, and we've reached beyond Jackson Meadows Reservoir to the west. It's a very large area, and our searchers have been putting a lot of hours in, and they're dedicated to assisting us in this search effort. That's all I have for you now. Thank you.
Nevada County Sheriff's Captain Sam Brown and Placer County Sheriff's Captain Troy Sander would like to say a few words.
Good evening, and before I get into too much, I really just want to thank our partners with the Placer County Sheriff's Office. Excuse me. Being in unified command has amplified our abilities drastically, and they bring a lot to the table. We also have the Truckee Police Department, CHP, every federal, state. We've even had the Air Force. There's too many people to thank, and too many things that have gone on. This list would go on and on and on. Before I say anything, really, I guess I'm more apologetic that it's a regurgitation of all the things that we've been saying, we've been doing. We're expanding. We're working pretty hard.
Sheriff's Department says 500 tips have come in and over a dozen law enforcement agencies have been searching since 16-year-old Kiely Rodni disappeared, seemingly without a trace.
I don't know where she is. We don't have anything to go off of at this point, but I fully believe that she's alive and well.
Kiely Rodni's boyfriend says he is optimistic, sharing what he told her before she went to the party Friday night with her friends.
So I was just like, okay, be safe. Don't do anything stupid.
But now he is among the many others putting up flyers in the massive search for the California teen, now entering day 6.
And I think everybody realizes that the longer that goes on, the harder it is to keep people engaged and keep those things going because we don't have the right area to search to. We don't have a location to go to.
Law enforcement are searching across the Tahoe National Forest. Well over 200 young people had gathered near the Prosser family campground for a senior last bash. Driving out of that campground area at night is treacherous, but so far no sign of Kylie's SUV or her. Law enforcement released images of a sweatshirt Kiely borrowed that night with an eerie caption reading, "You don't want to be forgotten, you just want to disappear." Kylie's mother is garnering strength from the community.
It's this community that's standing behind me and standing with me and supporting me and holding me up that is allowing me to fake you guys into all thinking that I have it together even this last bit.
Well, the Sheriff's Department is holding a news conference right now to talk further about the search, and another community meeting is set for tonight, but many people remain baffled as to why there have been no signs or clues at all. Nicole?
Yeah, we certainly hope she turns up safe and sound. Nancy, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button.
Alright, now let's look at the timeline and some other stuff that I have. So we're just going to share screen. Of course, I have it backwards. Here is the information, how you spell Kylie's name. She's 16 years old, blonde hair, hazel eyes, 5'7", 115 pounds, piercings, tattoo of the number 17 on her ribs. She was last seen wearing green Dickies pants. She last seen wearing green Dickies pants and a black tank top. It's actually a tank suit. Forget what they're called. They snap, it's not just a tank top. She has numerous piercings, a nose ring, and other jewelry. They were talking about how, if you'll see how her necklaces are layered on her shirt, she often wore necklaces layered like that. Please be on the lookout for those. There's a hooded sweatshirt. I think I have a picture of somewhere. This timeline is what I wanted to discuss. See if it'll get any bigger. I don't know. She was last seen August the 5th at a party at the Prosser family campground near Truckee. Sammy, her friend that we saw speaking, if you heard, I played the audio. If you didn't, I hope I didn't lose it. Anyway, she arrived at the party at 9 p.m. Kiely arrived at the party at approximately 10 p.m. with her friend Magdalene Larson. Mags left within 10 minutes of arriving. For me, that's an indication that Mags didn't really intend to be at the party. She was either just meeting her boyfriend, or she got Kiely to come there when she wouldn't have any other way. Sometime between 11 and 11:30, Kiely and her friend Sammy walked to her car, where Kiely charges her phone and sends her mom a text to say that she'll be leaving in about 45 minutes. Her mom said her curfew was normally 11:30, but she extended it to 12:30 for this party. When Kiely, Sammy, and a few other friends are in Kylie's car, Sammy asked Kiely for a ride home because her ride was leaving and she wanted to stay at the party longer. They got out of the car and went back to the party. And this is what's strange to me, because it says that Sammy started looking for another ride home almost immediately. Well, if Kiely told her that she would give her a ride home, why would she start looking for another ride immediately? Okay, so they went back to the party from around 11:30 until midnight to 12:25 a.m. What happened during that 30? I put 85. It's supposed to be 65 minutes. What happened during that 30 minutes to an hour? What changed everything during that time? Because at 12:25 a.m. is the last time that Sammy says she saw Kiely and said goodbye and told her she loved her and everything else. But at 12:25 a.m., Sammy decides that Kiely's too drunk to drive her home. That she doesn't want to ride. And these are her words and not mine. That she does. She did an interview, and I forget the guy's channel. And she's been on Entertainment Tonight, and she said the same thing on both of those, was that Kiely was too intoxicated, messed up to drive, for her to expect her to drive her home. Well, my thing is, so you just left your friend where 2 to 300 strangers are that you said gave you a creepy creeperton type feeling. You left her there alone. And maybe it's young and dumb and made a mistake. Kylie's 16, Sammy's 18. I have my personal thoughts and opinions based on how mean teenagers can be and things, and I have my wonderings. But I also kind of feel like that we may find this little girl's car somewhere where she tried to drive and couldn't. I think that's the biggest fear, except for certain inconsistencies. At 12:36 a.m., Sammy says she, quote unquote, saw a call from Kiely, and that Kiely sounded like she was still at the party and was asking where Sammy was. Now, the problem with this is what we're going to say about law enforcement. Her phone last pinged at the party and no one saw her leave.
Receptors to the things we do to get people to talk. And Greg, Mark.
Law enforcement says that her last phone activity was at 12:33 a.m. But Sammy says that she called her at 12:36 a.m. Law enforcement has spoken and said that they have not verified that, basically. I mean, not their exact words, but that's basically. This is the FBI's new release, details about missing Chucky teen. Let's see, let's hit play.
As Californians, we know how important saving water is, and it's
The FBI has added that Truckee teenager to its missing persons list. This is the new FBI missing person poster for 16-year-old Kiely Rodni. It shows 3 photos of her, including a surveillance image in a blacktop taken just hours before she vanished there on the far right. FBI also released new details on her description, including scars on her left arm and wrist from surgery. Kiely also has ear, nose, and belly button piercing. She disappeared early Saturday morning after attending a party at Prosser Lake with some other teenagers.
Okay, one last thing too to tell you guys about this case. It's interesting. We know that teenagers follow each other on social media. So Kiely and the ex-boyfriend Jagger both follow each other. And Sammy follows Jagger, but Sammy does not follow Kiely. And she did make comments that they had recently, within the last few months, gotten close. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. It does seem strange that the police are allowing her to do these teen-to-teen things that they're doing and actually filter information from other teenagers before it gets to the police in these meetings that they're having, kind of like a town hall setting. Now, there may be police officers present, but they're saying they're not. Again, if you have any information, if you have any pictures, if you have any video, please reach out to the tip line. It's going across the bottom of the screen. It's area code 530-581-6320, and please select option 7. Help this family bring this little girl home. Peace, love, and light. See y'all later tonight.